Hi, my name is Troy Rugger, PDGA number 73311, and this is my 2020 Team Infinite in the bag. We'll just start off with putting putters. Right now I've switched from the Scarab to the Cohort. I've got one both in C and one more of the R-Blend soft, a little softer. This will stick more. If I'm running something I probably shouldn't be. I made the switch. I felt I got a little more glide and I wasn't missing short as often, a little more confident outside the circle. Depending on the situation, Scarab may end up back in there on a windy day or something. Those are my putting putters. Now into more of the approach game and throwing putters. Have another little bit lighter R-Blend Cohort here. That's driving off the tee, wooded stuff, kind of just falls, stops right where it's at. Then I've got our C-Blend Ruin in there. That's nice and stable. Trust a little bit more in the wind or stuff where I want some more fade finish. What I'm looking for there. Then I carry two different tunes. A D-Blend. Actually, this guy is fairly light, down to 160. Real easy turnovers, going to the right, maybe in the woods again. Just real touch shots as light as this one is. Knows it's going to go to the right real easy. So, then I've got a little bit heavier C-Blend. Not quite max weight yet, but these things cut through the wind. Helps me with my mid-ranges. I don't throw a lot of, but I'm trying to put those back in the bag. So that's all the throwing putters. Now we get into the fewest amount of non-infinite molds that I do carry in the bag, mostly the mid-ranges. I don't throw a lot of mid-ranges, so it's hard to get away from these. The Patrol is definitely very understable, but hyzer flipped or lower power. This flips up, does a lot of nice things, flies really, really far if you can control the power. So then my go-tos as far as my mid-range game goes are the Tridents. This one's an R retro that's very beat up, has a couple aces on it. This thing turns over more than a Trident ever should, but very nice disc for me. This is a more standard Trident, good finish. These things for me fly, depending on power, 275, 300 on a good day, so they really cover a lot of range for me depending on power levels. So I am trying to work the Chariot into my game. Like I said, I throw the Tridents. Those have a much more fairway style rim. The Cohort's trying to my attempt to get a more standard mid-range back in there. And then last but not least, my utility, overstable, windy, want to flex something, Justice, the stamp through Infinite, the Bomber stamp. So move right into the fairways. From here on out, I carry nothing but Infinite Discs molds. So my understable to semi-stable are all Sphinxes in various plastics. Carrying I-Blend, really light, 168. This thing is beat in it to the point already. This is almost hyzer flip to roller for me, so great little utility, super glidey. Almost gets me in trouble sometimes if I don't get the power right. We'll go too far, too right. Next step up for me in my bag is the G-Blend. This one's 175. So this is nice turnover, slide finish at the very end, but I push this thing out to 350 or more pretty easily now. And then depending on day and how I'm feeling arm speed wise, I have a new heavy S-Blend and a max weight Metal Flake. And both of these finish fairly stable, nice and straight, not a lot of high speed turn. So really, really workable depending on what you need for power. Coming out of the winter, I'm not really bagging any high speeds per se. So my next step up for stability wise for me is going to be an Exodus. These are going to be a little bit shorter than the Sphinxes are for me, but they're a little more stable, predictable, and have predictable fade. Again, I'll carry a variety of plastics and weights. Blank S blend. This guy's 168. Kind of takes off right in between some of those Sphinxes. Still a little bit of turn, a little more finish though. Step up to a max weight I blend, and then a max weight S blend. And this is just kind of situational, however I'm feeling for the day. I don't have the biggest arm, and like I said, just coming out of winter, if those days I don't have a lot of pop, I might decide which disc I'm throwing over the other on these two here. Then into the stable, overstable range are two different weight metal flake glow scepters. I got one in a 169 and a 175. This guy can get a little more flex and force some turn on. Really dependable. Love this guy. This one's new to my bag, 175, but that's definitely a windy day and when I need to finish. Then, like I said, I'm not per se carrying any high speeds, but I do have the Aztec, which is speed 10, so it's kind of right on the bubble. And I got 4 of those. A 168G blend, which is going to be right in that Sphinx range. Really understable at this weight, but a little later flip than the Sphinx, so I find 2 different lines for those. I've got a metal flake, which is going to be the most stable of the bunch. And then again, it's kind of late turn versus late finish. A max weight G blend and a max weight I blend. I find the G just has a little less turn than the I blend, but they both finish about the same. Coming out of the winter again, this is where I'm going to be at. I played a lot last year with the high speeds. Both the Pharaoh and Emperor are super great for me. So all that and the slabs should all be making their way into the bag later in the year when I've got timings and other things down. Thanks for watching, and appreciate your time.